kindergarten and welcome to writing. We've been spending time getting prepared on how to be good writers, and we learned the best place to put our name on Tuesday. Last week we learned we start at the left, go to the right, and then sweep and return to the next line. Today we're going to start diving in to becoming authors on our first writing task. But first, let's find out what our writing thinking job is. Today, when you leave writing, your teacher and I want you to be able to plan a story by studying the prompt. Go ahead and put your thumbs up and repeat after me. I can plan a story by studying the prompt. So today, we're going to concentrate on planning our story by looking at a prompt. So you're probably thinking, Ms. Barkley-Anderson, what is a prompt? All right. So imagine we're going to have a class party. What would we need to do to plan our party? Why is it important to plan when we have a party? So your teacher's going to pause the video and ask you, what would we need to do to plan a party? And why is it important for us to plan a party? So I'm sure you came up with what you needed to do to plan a party is decide where you're going to have it, who you're going to invite, what you're going to have to eat, what the party is for, and so on. Why is that important? It's important because you want people to come to your party. You want to know what's happening before you do it. So when you get to your party, you can have fun and it makes sense. So we are going to look first at the writing tools that we use, and then we're going to move into a writing phase chart that we're going to use when we write. So today, the only tools that we're going to focus on are our Seesaw admission, and your writing paper is in Seesaw. So there's nothing you need to go get right now. Remember, in kindergarten, we will be writing narratives, informational, and opinion, but we are going to begin to write our narrative by. So today we're going to look at the writing phases. Whenever we write this year, we'll be following steps called the writing phases. Today, we're going to work on the first phase, planning. Just like a party, writing is usually better when you plan ahead. When writers plan, they think about what they want to write and decide to put ideas together and find information. The next phase is draft. When writers draft, they take their ideas and put them together into sentences and paragraphs. Writers take their plan and make it into a piece of writing. So first you plan, and then you start to draft. Good writers stop after writing their first draft to reflect or think about their work. They think about what is strong about their writing so far and what they can make even better. Sometimes writers reflect by thinking about what makes good writing. Sometimes teachers or students help us reflect too. So I want you to think about your Seesaw exit tickets. And sometimes your teacher might send them back to you to have you add something or fix something. And that's a time that you can reflect on your work and a time your teacher is helping you reflect on your work. You will reflect on your work all the time, especially in writing, and your teachers will help you do that. After writers know what they want to work on, they make their ideas better. They revise their work by adding to it, taking away parts that do not fit, or change what they have written so their ideas are clearer and stronger. So just like your exit tickets that your teachers might send back, they might ask you to change something. That means you're revising. You're already doing this work as kindergartners. Once the ideas are strong, writers make sure the writing itself is correct. This is called editing. This is when writers fix their spelling and add punctuation marks, like a period, or a question mark, or an exclamation point. They may even have to change the beginning of their sentence to an uppercase letter. The last phase, after all this work, writers get to share their work. They publish it, and sometimes it means they can make a clean, clear copy. Sometimes writers read their final piece of writing aloud to a group or partners. There are many ways to publish. So once your writing is all done and you've edited it, you will get to share it out to your team. And that is the best part of being a writer, is sharing your work. So today, you must be thinking, how are we going to get to our writing thinking step of studying a prompt? Here are our thinking steps to get to that job. Step 1, we're going to read a prompt. Step 2, find clues for who. Remember those question words we learned the other day. Who, which is the audience, the people reading your writing, and name the who. Find clues for what, what type of format are you going to use? Are you going to be writing a letter? Are you going to be writing a book? We're also thinking, are we writing a narrative, informational, opinion? Who remembers what type of writing we're writing at the beginning of the year? Did you say narrative? You're right. And you also have to think of the length. Most of our writing pieces are going to be between 1 and 3 pages. And step 2 has find clues for why, the purpose. Why are you writing it? Step 3, you're going to continue to ask those questions about who, what, and why. We just learned our writing steps to get us to our writing job. So let's dive into our writing steps. Today we will study a writing prompt and plan a story. A writing prompt gives directions about what to write. Studying the prompt helps us plan our writing. A good plan reminds you of important ideas to include and helps you put your ideas in order to make sense. You were given a prompt in writing last week to draw and label a 3-page story about your first day of school this year and to use your own life details. Today, I will model this very prompt, and then you will get to practice with the focus writing task prompt. As I model, notice how I think about each step and be ready, because you are going to be doing the same thing in your exit ticket with a different prompt. So our first writing step, thinking step, is read the prompt. I'm going to read the prompt. Draw and label a 3-page story about your first day of school. This year, use details from your own life. So my prompt is telling me that I'm going to write and draw and label 3 pages, which were 3 boxes, about my first day of school. I need to use details of my own life, not from your life, not from my dog's life, my own life. Step 2, find clues for who, the audience. Who I am writing for is called my audience. My audience will read or hear my work. I will look for clues about who I am writing for in the prompt and highlight any clues. Draw and label a 3-page story about your first day of school this year. Use details from your own life. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Does the prompt tell me who my audience is? The prompt, I don't see clues that tell me who I am writing for, so I will not highlight anything for now. If there are no audience clues, my audience is probably my teacher, because we're in writing class. I will write teacher to name the audience. Find clues for what. Name what. Now I will find clues for what I need to write or the format. Format. Is it going to be a letter, a book, or something else? And how much should I write? Do I know how much I need to write? Do I know how much I'm writing or what I'm writing? Your teacher's going to pause the video and ask, do I know what I'm writing and how much I'm writing? Did you say I'm writing a story and I'm using 3 pages? Yeah, I'm using 3 pages and I'm writing a story. I see the word story, so you're right on that. The word story tells me how to present my ideas. A story is written in words, sentences, and paragraphs. It may or may not have pictures. I also see the clue 3 pages. 3 is a number. It tells me how many pages I'm going to write. So I'm writing 3 pages. I'm going to draw pages and label story. Find clues for why, the purpose. Now I will find clues for my purpose or why I am writing. I might write to tell a story. Other times I might write to give information about something to get readers to believe my opinion. Right now we're just telling a story because we're writing narratives. I see the word story, and that gives me a clue that my purpose is to tell a story. Your teacher's going to pause the video and ask you, what am I telling a story about? What am I telling a story about? Did you say I'm telling a story about the first day of school? Yeah, I'm telling a story about the first day of school. And, I need to remember details about that day, so I might ask a question. So right here, I decided to circle a story. So you might draw like a castle. When you do yours, you might draw a castle or write the word story. So now I'm going to go to step 3, and this is where I want to start asking questions. I should ask questions to help me answer the prompt, and these questions might be parts I don't understand, information I may need, and choices I need to make. So I need to decide, what did I do the first day of school? What did I do the first day of school? And then I might ask myself, what did I do? What did I see? And how did I feel? Well, I could use my 5 senses. I could say I smelled my coffee because I was going to drink my coffee. And then I sat down at my computer, and then I logged into a Zoom class to see all of my kindergartners. Wow, we did a lot of planning, and now I know that I can draw and label my 3-page story about my first day of school because I know who it's for and what it's about, and some questions I can ask myself. You move into planning for a new prompt. Let's practice questions. The beginning of the week, we learned question words: who, what, where, when, why, and how. And knowing one of our steps in writing today to get to our thinking job is to ask questions, it's important to practice asking questions. So your teacher's going to pause the video and read the prompt. Imagine a new student comes to your class. What questions might you ask them? You're going to come up with questions you might ask them. Wow, you guys came up with some really great questions, and I know when you get to your writing, You're going to ask questions to get more detail to put into your writing, which will help readers better understand what you're writing about. Today in Seesaw, you are going to be planning from a writing prompt. You're going to draw and label a one-page story showing what you saw, heard, touched, smelled, and or tasted on a visit to a special home. Use details from your own life. So what you need to do today is you need to plan for who the audience is, what you're writing, why you're writing it, and any questions you might have. Remember, my prompt was the first day of school. I was writing for the teacher. I knew that I was writing a story that had 3 pages, and I questioned, what did I see? What did I do? Don't forget to click the caption button to hear the directions, and click the green check when you're all done. Today you're just planning. Have fun!